Okay, nice.
Alright, let me start recording.
Should we?
Yeah, go for
Oh. So I don't have Slack. So. 안녕하세요. 생활인의 시계 김생활입니다. 저는 지금 덴버 국제공항에 나와 있습니다. 지금 시간이 12시 11분인데 이 시간에 국제공항에 나와 있는 이유는 필라델피아로 출장을 갈 일이 생겨서 공항에 나와 있는 겁니다. 저는 지금 스쿠알레의 1521 무대를 타고 있습니다. 이 무대가 굉장히 관련이 있는 사람을 만나러 갈 거예요. 얼반젠틀이라고 세계에서 제일 큰 유튜브 시계 채널을 운영하는 운영자를 만나서 인터뷰를 할 예정이고, 와치박스라고 해서 세계 최대의 중고 럭셔리 시계를 거래하는 업체를 만나서 견학도 하고 이런저런 시계도 보고 올 생각입니다. 그러면은 많이 기대를 해주시고 또 틈틈이 영상을 찍어가지고 편집해보도록 하겠습니다. So I don't have Slack. I'm not sure who should welcoming who because it is your home ground, no?
No.
No.
Well, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to Watchbox.
Okay.
So,
The Watchbox generously offered me, do you want to review our watches? So I made my choice. 4 watches, Rolex Submariner, Wartime, Breitling Navitimer, and GMT Master. What do you think of these 4 watches? Yeah.
well, me, well, you know I love the Navitimer, and I'm glad you brought the Airman, because
Yeah.
we got to talk about the Airman, its relationship with the GMT.
Yeah, right.
And well, I've reviewed this with the Cloisonné dial, thanks
Yeah.
to Sean, who I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
it
so
was
what
called.
is it like? You spend many hours with this watch?
Well, actually, if you remember my review,
Uh-huh.
it's an amazing watch. I mean, the artistry, the level of detail, the engineering from an engineering perspective, the micro rotor, the decoration. It's a masterpiece.
Mhm.
But it didn't grab me. It didn't speak to me. So at the end of the day, it's all about taste, right? But I'm a big Navitimer guy. This one is ridiculous. It's 48 millimeters.
48, yeah.
We got the Vajou 72 in there. So late 60s, before the automatic kind of revolution came in. I'm pretty sure later they actually put automatics
Yeah, that's
in this
right.
case,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it's nice because it's slender,
Mhm.
you know, and you were trying on earlier, it fits you perfectly. And then, of course, we've got the GMT, the nemesis of these are enemies here. So do you want to explain these two relationships?
Okay, so,
because I think that's interesting.
Yeah, so Glycine Airman was first introduced in 1953, 1 year earlier than GMT Master.
Yeah.
A salesperson from Glycine talked to the pilot when he traveled to India. And the pilot explained to him, if you make this kind of watch, it will be really successful. He just jotted down and made this watch. So it's like when watch industry was really small and everything is really tight and family-like. Yeah. So
Rolex was already established.
yeah, right. Even at that time,
Yeah,
Rolex
of course.
was already. And 1 year later, Rolex was working with Pan Am Airline, I think. They initially provide this watch for the crews of Pan Am Airline too. And
This is slightly later because the
Yeah,
first
yeah, yeah.
one was with the Bakelite dial. Do you remember that?
yeah.
So this, I think, is
And bezel is also different.
yeah. So this is the aluminium insert. This came later. I'm guessing late 60s. I don't know my reference numbers. You guys know. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll Google it for
Yeah.
you. The first one, I believe, had some problems with its bezel, so
Uh-huh.
it was improved from that. I do like this pasty, crazy color.
What do you think of the Jubilee? I mean, this is a really stretch. This is an old Jubilee. This is like dated, but it has a charm to it. My God, look at this stretch.
Yeah, it's really comfortable. I already tried it.
It is comfortable.
Yeah, it
But
is
some people
comfortable.
really don't like it. You know? It's an acquired taste.
They should try first.
Yeah.
Before they criticize.
Yeah. No, but some people actually still don't like it. I was talking to a colleague of ours here, and he says he only likes it with the oyster, that brushed look. I see what you're saying, totally. Like the Explorer works better with an oyster bracelet, I think, but I don't know.
So this is pilot watch.
Yeah.
So pilots are wearing their uniforms, and then they will have this bracelet on it, right? So I think it'll work well.
For more formal.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And less of a tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the oyster is a bit more tool-tastic. Yeah, I see what you're saying. And actually, you got an oyster right here with the sub.
This is the standard of multi-time watch right now, right? So although this one came out 1 year earlier than this one just stole all the spotlight. So when people talk about multi-time pilot watches, they're always referring to GMT Masters only. I think that's a shame, and I feel really sad for Glycine Airman. This is hugely underrated. Yeah, you should review this Airman for your channel.
I've reviewed the base 22. It's
and full loom Airman as well.
Yeah. God, you remember? Huh?
Yeah.
But the difference is that Rolex introduced the GMT hand, whereas this used the bezel. They introduced the GMT hand on this after, so it's just a different interpretation of doing that complication. But you're right, the spotlight was totally taken. What do you think of the Submariner?
This one?
Yeah.
I don't find contemporary Submariners very attractive to me because it is too beefy,
Right.
and it doesn't have these elegant dynamic lines like vintage Submariner. So I always wanted to see this vintage Submariner in person. When I saw them in photos, they look really elegant.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether I can use the term elegant for dive watches.
I think you can. I think when you talk about vintage watches, especially like vintage tour watches, I think you can say elegant. I think they have a charm. They have that vintage allure. Like it's like the romance of an age gone past. I think how some people age well and they become more kind of refined as they get older. The new sub it's almost over engineered. It's like it's like a tank. How's it work? How's it feel?
I didn't try it, but
You gotta try it.
yeah.
You might as well, right? You gotta put this on.
It's too expensive. So I think it is slimmer than contemporary Submariner.
Yeah. No, I can attest to that because I have the ceramic, so it's beefy.
Look at the shape of the case. I love it. I just love it. I think Rolex should make this exact same case again.
Yeah.
They should do that.
Yeah, I guess so. Do you like the way I forget is it plexiglass? No, it's not plexiglass.
I think
It's before sapphire.
it's before Sapphire.
Yeah. Do you like that?
Yeah, I actually wanted to review the same reference number, came out like 70s or 80s, but this is the only one available right now. But I found this piece also interesting because this piece is in between vintage Submariner and contemporary ones. So it has
the
applied index,
markers.
but still use acrylic lens and the shape of case and
aluminium bezel.
Yeah.
Right? I see what you're saying.
yeah, so this is interesting. So if you are looking for something like jewelry like applied index, but still have the charm of the dynamic lines of vintage Submariner, then this is the piece.
Very, very poetically put. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
So go on, you gotta try this. So this is what 120. Yeah. So this is a serious bit of kit there.
I don't know. I don't even know how to.
I'm not going to help you there.
Yeah. Just like
Actually, go on. Let's set it up correctly for you. I think you undo that from what I remember. Oh, there we go. Shows opposite. The worst orientation ever. It's this way.
Yeah, this way.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Right. What do you think of that? Well, first of all, when he was trying to put it on, we didn't know which way up it went. So it's not like the most immediately, legible thing. Definitely not for the pilot, more for the private jet owner sitting in the back.
So when I first see watches, the first thing I'm looking at is its case shape.
It's like you said earlier, it's like Calatrava.
Yeah, it's like contemporary Calatrava. I think it has crown guard and it has nice this
Curves.
curves.
And it's quite thin as well because you got micro.
Yeah, given the work time complication, I thought it would be much taller than this, but it's like 11ish or 10ish.
You gotta change the zone. Go do the. There you go.
Yeah.
That's
So
where your 100,000 went, right?
well, if you have money for this, would you buy this one?
Me personally, no.
No.
But like I said earlier,
Yeah.
I understand the artistry. I mean, that dial. This is a technique that goes back centuries.
Mhm.
It's funny. I was in the Met not so long ago in New York, and I noticed there was like this 2,000-year-old enamel box that had very similar colours, and it's still as vivid. So it's like it's a proven art form that just lasts for thousands of years. The watch will probably stop working well before that, but it's a very particular skill because they're like master craftsmen. My only issue with the watch, and I said in my review, was the script here.
Yeah, font.
Yeah, the font. It's a bit. I don't know. It's a bit.
Yeah, I don't know the origins of this font and like,
You know when when you first got computers and you like the first font you do on Microsoft Word, right? It's that kind of serif thing.
Mhm.
It just looks a bit, I don't know,
outdated?
dated. Yeah, they have actually with the latest version. They switched to I think like a more classic, bold font that isn't italic.
But I like this enamel dial.
Yeah, it wasn't a. And I like the hand is the magnifying hand, which is very unique. This has been in the World Times since the very beginning. I went through the whole history of it when it was.
How tiny my country is. I cannot find Korea.
Yeah, definitely not buying it, are you?
So it's a shit. There is Japan and China. I can find it, but
Well, you can't miss China.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
But no Korea, I think. So I have to call them.
Which one of these are you liking the most?
Should I pick just one?
Yeah, if I said buy one right now, you had the money.
Initially, I thought I would buy Rolex Submariner, but after seeing all four watches, I think this one,
Navi.
Navy, looks really different.
It's got a retro, those orange bright hands, like and I like the way they've corresponded the main seconds hand to the sub-registered, so that works with that. I think that's really cool.
Late 60s was the age of chronographs, so all the major watch companies are competing with one another with their major chronographs, the stars. So, what do you think? Was Breitling successful in that?
Breitling's history in chronographs, they were the first. I think was it Leon Breitling? I forget which Breitling it was, but they were the first originally back in the 1920s to add two pushers to a wristwatch. So their history of like things that we take for granted now. So they were pioneers of the chronograph. They were in a race just after this to come up with the first automatic chronograph, but then of course El Primero beat them to it, hence the name. But it's also arguably Seiko had one around about this on the market just before them. So, but anyway, for the Swiss, Zenith were first, but we cannot deny Breitling's heavy influence on the modern chronograph. And of course, the Navitimer, it predates the GMT in terms of pilot watches.
That's right.
It was an icon before the Submariner. It was the first, there was the Scott Carpenter, the Cosmonaut version, which was the first Swiss chronograph in space. Wristwatch, because there was a tag before, but that wasn't a wristwatch, it was like a converted pocket watch. So the Navitimer is like deep history, like that's why I love them, but I also like the busyness. They were the first to have the scales.
Yeah, computer.
Yeah.
Sliding.
So it's like a real instrument.
But what do you think of this specific piece. This is different from other navy timers.
Yeah, it's very strange. It's like you know what it is. It's like that kind of missing link because it's just before the automatics, and also stylistically, it's very much a product of its day with these bright colours, and it's massive. Like 48. Like back then, it's still massive now, but back then it was, So it's different. I think Navi timers generally are kind of they're big watches, but they were always big. But I think they're highly underappreciated. I think they don't get enough love and respect. They are an acquired taste. You like the busyness because you like the variety. So anyway, I'm talking too much. You tell me what you think. Oh, I only just noticed you got the twin jet logo as well, which is pretty cool.
I have seen lots of Navy timer homages because my channel covers mostly affordable watches, and now I'm seeing the original.
Right.
Yeah, this has special meaning to me. I love this old radium index.
Yeah, it's patinaed beautifully.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the 72 is a column wheel, but to see how it performs, that is pretty smooth. That's pretty cool. So 12-hour. Nice. So you're going to go for the Navi timer then?
Yeah. It looks different.
Well, I would. It's too big for me. I'm just going to go for this. Then I can sell it and buy more. Right. So yeah, that's how I'm going to do it.
And my viewers will be interested in this question. If you have to choose one submariner in entire submariner history, which one you think most beautiful? Or you wanna have when it is clean and pristine?
It has to be the 68, 65, 38. I think I remember the reference.
Yeah, 65.
Yeah, it's the James Bond, the real James Bond.
But can you find it?
Yeah, it's like $100,000, but
yeah, but
if you got the money, you can
Nevas
find
is
it.
most beautiful.
What about you?
My choice would be the same.
The same?
Yeah, Big Crown is amazing. My favorite micro brand divers inspired from Big Crown, NTH, Laurier, and Man from Sweden.
Right. Nice.
So all of them look really beautiful. So I was always curious what the original would look like. So, yeah.
That makes sense.
Don't think bad of homage watches. After experiencing homage watches, you will appreciate the original more. So
that's a nice way of looking at it. I've never. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That is true. Cool. So you're gonna buy it then?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I have money.
Do you like the fact that it's no date?
That's why I chose 55, 13.
Right.
Yeah, I like no date submariner.
It's cleaner.
It's cleaner. But one thing I would wish for this piece, I love the longer 12 index, but it is shorter. If you see the printed dial of 55, 13.
Oh, they're longer.
Yeah, they're longer.
Right.
12 index. So yeah, that's the one thing I regret. But other than that, this piece looks amazing. What do you think? Would you buy it?
Of course I would. Of course I would. You can't go wrong with the sub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You bought a watch from Tudor.
Yeah,
similar to this.
Yeah, it's the Tudor equivalent, but with a date.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same case. In fact, actually, Rolex were all they did was put Tudor on the dial and put an ETA in there. For me, I'm happy with that because I like the link to British history, Tudor obviously, and I like the fact that it's an ETA. Like last time I serviced an ETA, it was $200, and it's not the end of the world. Yeah, anyway, that's all I got.
Okay, my last question, you have to leave right now.
Yes, I do have to leave.
I have one last question.
Go for it.
So you have seen lots of submariner inspired watches.
Yeah.
So which watch is doing the best job in imitating?
Do you mean like imitating or
the feeling of the case?
The feeling?
Yeah.
I'd have to say Laurier, but that's the thing. Is like it doesn't look anything like it.
Yeah, that's true.
But it has that feeling. I think it's something to do with the crystal. They purposely used domed plexiglass. It just has that feeling. It doesn't, and it's not like a copy. It has its own identity, and I respect that.
Yeah, I love their second hand and their
Yeah.
crazy.
Because it's also
long
got bits of
and-
Amiga Seamaster in there, like the arrow hand, like you just said. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I even bought one after I reviewed Warrior Watch, so
Oh,
I
yeah?
really love Neptune. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
So would you go Neptune as well?
right now. Yeah,
Alright.
Neptune, great.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go.
So I think I have to release you.
Well,
I'm
released. Okay. Back into the wild, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I
Okay,
like
thank
it.
you for being a guest
No,
for
thank
my
you.
channel.
Thank
yeah,
you.
Yeah, I'm very honored.
Oh, thank you for visiting
Yeah.
Watchbox, and I hope when you're ready, shout out to your viewers if they are interested in some vintage luxury watches. So we have offices in Singapore as well, so you know.
So
well,
it's Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Samsung.
Did I say Singapore?
We have both.
Oh, both. Okay, cool. There we go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I know there are lots of crazy watch people who are willing to visit Hong Kong or Singapore to buy just one watch. So yeah, please.
yeah, if you're gonna if you've saved up for 2 years and you're gonna buy that sub, you might as well get on a plane, see it, make sure you know. And I did the same thing when I bought my Day. I went to the store, and then Harrison was there. I since lost the footage, but it doesn't matter. I have some pictures to prove it. But it was to mark the occasion. It was kind of nice to see it in the flesh before buying it. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, we will never stop.
Yeah, no.
네, 지금까지 생활인의 시기였습니다. 여러분들한테 유용한 정보가 됐길 바라고요. 여기는 TGB, 저는 김생활이었습니다. 안녕히 계세요.
Well, thank you. All I understood was TGV, but yeah, thank you very much.
네.